Welcome, this is Henry, and the purpose of this video is to illustrate our e.Query module. The purpose of this module is to streamline the creation of management reports for our users. The e.Query module is available in any one of our LIS products, NuceloLIS, MicroPath, and WindoPath. The first step in creating a management report is to simply click the New button. Upon clicking the New button, the Query Designer window loads. This window is broken up into 3 sections. On the left, we have a list of fields for which we can use to build our query. On the top right, we designate the fields that we want to appear in our report. And on the bottom right, we designate the filters that we want to use to limit the data that we display. To demonstrate this functionality, I'll build a fairly straightforward and simple report. By selecting fields from the left-hand side with the Select Fields radio button checked, you determine the fields that you'd like to add to the report. I'm going to select the patient name, the patient date of birth, the case number. Let's see the specimen source as well as the submitting group physician. Once you've selected the fields for displaying on the report, your next step is to select the filters. Filters, as you know, essentially tell the query how to limit the data. And this section allows you to build specific criteria to meet the needs of your specific report. For the purpose of this very simple report, I'm going to simply select all cases that have a case number that begin with S. Just assume that means all of your surgical cases. Once you've determined which fields you'd like to appear in your report, as well as how you would like to limit and filter your data, you can evaluate your results set simply by clicking the Execute Preview link. Upon doing so, query is generated and executed against the database and returns a result set for you. The purpose of the Preview Query Data tab is to allow you to evaluate the result set and fine-tune your query if necessary. For the purposes of this simple report, I believe what I've designed is accurate. Therefore, I can move on to the next step in the process. The next step is the report setup process. Here you simply provide a name for your report as well as a description. Once you've provided a name for your report, you can complete the query design process simply by clicking Create Report. Upon clicking Create Report, you see that the software has created a report that utilizes the fields that you have laid out as well as designates the filtering requirements that you have defined. At this point, you're free to manipulate the fields as you see fit. You can relabel these fields, change the text that appears, you can change the font that is utilized. And this, as you can see, was utilizing a standard report format template that you will also have the capability to define and configure to your lab's liking. Once you've cleaned up your report format, you can go ahead and save the changes associated with that format. And to trial the report, you can simply click Run from the Designer window. And here is the output that we created. This is our list of surgical cases. And we're displaying the patient name, the date of birth, the case number, the source, and as well as the ordering group physician. You have other options as well here. You can save the report as HTML, PDF, or Excel. You can print the report. You can export the report in a CSV file format, as well as clearly navigate through the pages. So as you can see, the act of creating a management report using the e.Query designer tool is quite simple. Now, as we know, you're not going to want all of the members of your staff to have the capability to create management reports, but in some instances, you'd like them to be able to run management reports. And I'll demonstrate that feature next. Running management reports is executed through this window, totally independent of the designer window. What you have is a list of the categories that you define in the system as well as the reports. As you can see here, I can select the surgical cases report that we've just created. And I can simply click Execute Report. I get prompted for my argument. And I can execute the report. As you can see, just as with the designer window, users will have the capability to save, print, and export their reports as desired. This concludes the demonstration of the e.Query Management Report Designer tool. And again, it's available in all of Psyche LIS products, NuceloLIS, MicroPath, as well as WindoPath. Thanks a lot.